Folks, 17th of October 2024. We're riding along here. We're in 1971 in January. A snowplow worker plowing after the terrible blizzard, driving right here where I am now. And as he came up to just about this point right here, where those pine trees are right there, he's seen an elbow and a knee sticking up out of the snow. A missing man, one of our neighbors, Mr. Charlie Bingham. And Charlie had worked the late shift down here in Schoolcraft. He was also a full-time farmer in the summertime, and he was working down here at his job and came home in the blizzard, and his truck went in the ditch about a mile south there of his home on 12th Street, and he tried to walk home, and he didn't make it. They thought that he was walking towards the lights at the rest area. It was to our right, or the east of about where he passed away, and he thought that they were the barn lights of his own farm. But he was trying to make it over to him, but he didn't make it. He didn't survive it. There was a field-to-field search for a couple of days. Everyone was snowed in. The road was impassable. The highway here, of course, was being plowed. That's how he was found. My father had gone over to the neighbor's house, and I'll show you in a minute. The night before they found him with our tractor, and plowed out the neighbors' driveways. But of course it was dark out, and there was just a terrible amount of snow. We were snowed in for 11 days. Some of our neighbors, one of our neighbors lost all their chickens and rabbits, and so forth. It was something else. But we'll be back with you here in a second, show you a little bit more about this. This is a beautiful part of the county. We're just at the northern edge of the Schoolcraft Prairie, an area that was, at the time, several thousand acres of open prairie, just like you'd see out west. There's just one small patch of it left that's protected. A family watches over it, south and west of the city of Schoolcraft. Right here is 12th Street. This is the street that Charlie would have been traveling down, and that they just see the color. The pickup truck was found. Of course, at the time, these north-south roads like this, man, they'd blow in the winter times. The blizzard of '77 was something, and before that, these were impassable. You can see the side of the ditch and the height right there. It would drift clean over into this cornfield. You couldn't get through. You could be covered up with snow and nobody would know you were here. And up here, that's what happened. And they took V-plows to come down through here and clear it. And when they did, they ran right into two parked vehicles in the center of 12th Street, right up here. They didn't even know we're there. Of course, totaled both the vehicles. Right in here. Now, I believe Charlie went into the ditch just ahead here. As I said, he was about 1 mile from his home, and that's just about 1 mile. So he would have walked this in drifting snow, and literally with the wind chill factors, it was 30-something below zero. And he didn't have winter boots. He had boots, and he had a jacket, but not like an Arctic jacket. Okay? Right up here is our farm, just a little ways. I'll be right back. Another thing, back in the day, these homes you just see all along here weren't here. These were open fields. This home that's over here, this brick home on the left-hand side of the street, that was there. Okay? Same for this little white house right here on the right, and the other home right over here on the left. Those were there. All the rest of these were not. Now this is the boundary of our old farm right here to the left and the right. All these homes here were not here. These were woods. Right here was our old farm. Far back is what you can see. All the way over to here. On this side of the street too. There's the highway fence right over there. Maybe you can see the cars along 131. Now this farm right here, the Shear farm was here. Slow down here because they have some pretty cool old tractors out here alongside their property. You can see. Pretty cool. This home right here was here. These were not. Now, I'm going to park right up here in the corner and we'll look kind of kitty corner. These homes are not as well. None of these homes are here except the one I'm going to show you. I'll be right back. And they're also building a new one right here. That's interesting too. Okay, folks, this is the home my father came and plowed out this driveway. Belonged to the Sanderlin family. And right straight back there, just to the right, is where they found Charlie against the highway fence. Of course, this home here to the right did not exist then. Okay? Charlie's farm is right up here on the left. Now, I bring up all the homes that were here at the time. Sundown Acres was here. This home right here. My parents bought that a number of years back and resold it. But here's Charlie's farm. This is all their land. We used to come down here and climb in these big trees right here, man. It's really cool. But here was the Bingham farm. It still is. The son still lives there. Yep. Fellow's a Vietnam veteran, a little bit older than I am. Those were the days. Right here was our home. There's our old barn back there. These were our woods over here to the right, and so forth. Up here on the left is the Hanner Apiary. Friend of mine. Knew these kids since the late 60s, this family. Still running the bee business. Hats off to him. Family business, his father had it. Son took it over and still runs it to this day. All right. Little story there about Mr. Charlie Bingham. I can tell you that they had made field searches with snowmobiles looking for him. They couldn't find him, and they kept searching the fields. And then at that point is when Mr. Flynn had seen his elbow and knee and called it in. And my friends there, the Sanderlins that lived there in that home, they were watching as they recovered the body. Of course, there was no vehicles involved other than snowmobiles. You couldn't get back into anything. And so they put him on a type of a toboggan and then pulled him with snowmobiles right straight up their driveway that my father had cleared, and right past the windows of their house, and then out and then south to wherever they could get to a vehicle. It was still all snowed in and drifted in, and they still didn't have it cleared for the day of the funeral. And so they cut the highway fence on the south side of our field there, and then took the family from the Bingham farmhouse I showed you, and other family members that lived along S Avenue there, on snowmobiles across the field out to 131 where it was passable. And there the procession started down into Schoolcraft to the funeral home and so forth. And it wasn't for another couple of days before the big V-plows made it completely through the streets and we were opened up. It was 11 days we were in. The last 3.5 we were out of propane, and so we had fireplaces in the house, so we heated with wood for those days. And like I said, it was below zero almost the whole time, and it was one to remember, that's for sure. And our neighbor perished in that terrible blizzard. But I thought I'd bring that to you here very respectfully today. We certainly miss our neighbors. We miss those days, the good days, and we still have the good memories. Hey, we have a farm implement here. This is where you put your corn and possibly some pellets, and it grinds it up into your feed that you then can feed your farm animals. I have bagged a lot of feed, a lot of burlap sacks from one of those. A lot of them. Anyways, those are the good days too. Starting to get some color on here. We only have what they call 10% color. They're not calling peak for another week. Well, sometime here around, maybe tomorrow, I'll take a little cruise, see what we can find. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.